So my first year in the business, I spent $38,000 on farming and postcards. My phone rang twice from a $38,000 investment. So after I basically threw away $38,000, I found phone prospecting, and my return on investment really couldn't be beat from that. And as long as you're feeding your prospecting every day, success is inevitable, and you will find it. If you jump into this with both feet, and if you commit to 3 hours of prospecting every day, within your first month, you should take a minimum of one listing. I can almost guarantee that.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, it's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you all to Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where we meet agents and today brokers across the country to help learn how to generate business and how to take additional, just a lot of listings a week, is what this comes down to. So this is a name, when I saw him come across my list, I'm like, man, I haven't talked to this guy in a long time. Bradford Bateman, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm excellent. Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
So, all right. So here's the thing. This is gonna be a little bit different than we normally do here. Bradford is a broker. He's a broker. He manages how many agents did you say?
About 160 total.
So you did have hair before this thing started. Before. So and like I said, based on the conversation that we have, he instills a lead gen culture within his agents, because he formally, you know what, I'm talking too much. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk.
Yeah. So, phone prospecting and cold calling has always been my main source of business. So I try to instill that into my agents as well. And, I still think that some of the resources on Facebook, like lead gen, scripts and objections, is a great resource for the agent, and scripts and internalizing those scripts and making them your own is the best way to go about deriving the business. And of course, listings, you're always going to lead if you have the listings.
Exactly. And so let me ask you this. So you were a prospector yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
And you prospected for a long time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So how can I put this? Is when with us prospectors, we instill in ourselves to be able to pick up the phone every day, to be able to make the phone calls, do the 3 hours, to take the beatings that it takes. I mean, I sat on the phone today for 3 hours. I talked to 2 people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For all of our managing brokers out there, how do you instill these same the same work ethic that we have and the concepts, in them? Because that's a lot. 160. That's a lot of people.
Sure. So, I kind of speak of where I came from, right? So my first year in the business, I spent $38,000 on farming and postcards. My phone rang twice from a $38,000 investment. Both times were for sale by owners that basically invited me over. They already had a prospective buyer in mind, and they were just looking for my free evaluation of the property. So after I basically threw away $38,000, I found phone prospecting, and my return on investment really couldn't be beat from that. And as long as I stayed consistent, because I think that everybody will agree that success is always found in consistency, make those phone calls every day, stay committed, time block. And as long as you're feeding your prospecting every day, success is inevitable, and you will find it. And as long as you can commit, to that, hopefully 3 hours every single day, like you just mentioned, then you're going to start to build listing inventory, and everything else will fall into place from there.
Okay, so I want to do a different role play with you. I have an idea here. Okay,
Sure.
I'm an agent. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm struggling right now. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and I walk into your office, and I'm like Bradford, I got to tell you, man, I just spent $38,000 on postcards, and I'm doing my social media advertising. I'm doing my Facebook. I don't have a big database since I've only been here for a couple of years, and
Mhm.
I need to get some business because I'm just I don't know what to do.
Sure. Well, Aaron, it sounds like you're doing a lot of marketing. Let me ask you, what are you doing for prospecting?
Um, what do you mean?
So prospecting is a little bit different. Marketing, right? You pay money, you put something out there, and you wait for your phone to ring. Prospecting, you go out there and you hunt for your business. You make cold calls. You might do some circle prospecting, call around to just sold, or you may do some cold calling to some terminateds and expireds. The terminateds and expireds were my personal favorite because they've already expressed that they have a real estate need. They've already expressed that they need an agent to assist them with the sale. It's just unfortunate that the agent that they hired wasn't the right one to get the job done for them. So let's talk about that. Have you done any of that at all? Incorporated that into your business model?
No, I mean, I don't like it when people call me,
Sure.
so it's like I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother people, because I
Yeah.
mean, I heard that so many people are calling, so
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. If you had put your house on the market, Aaron, and you wanted it sold, let's say within 30 days and 6 months goes by and you've had agents through your house and at the end of the day, you just didn't sell, but you still need to get that house sold. If I could come over and show you in a matter of 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes time, exactly how we can get you to that closing table, that'd be worth some time, right? And you'd welcome that call and that invitation, wouldn't you?
definitely. I mean, oh, definitely, and I mean, I guess I mean it makes sense. Which is, I wouldn't even. I mean, like, I don't know though. It's like I've never done it before.
Hmm.
So it's like I wouldn't even know what to say. I wouldn't know where to begin. I wouldn't know what you know what
Sure.
I just I don't speech I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, do you know how to ride a bicycle?
It's been a long time, but yes.
Sure. So, I don't know if you can remember when you first started to learn how to ride a bicycle. You may have had some fear there and some uncertainty, but, the more you rode, the better you got. And, you said you haven't been on a bicycle in quite some time, but if you got on one today or tomorrow, you could probably ride it down the street just fine, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the same is true with prospecting. Like we said, I've been doing this for 7 years. The scripts that worked for me 7 years ago work equally as well today. You just have to go out there and do it. And the more you do it, the better off you're going to get. I feel like I've had enough experience with this. I've had enough script practice partners. Florida's a snowbird market, right? So a lot of our clientele come from all over the country. So when I set up my script practice partners, I was strategic and I sought out agents that were full time in those snowbird states because the objections that I got from each state were vastly different. And with my agents, I always make the example that, the objections you'll get from somebody in Wisconsin are going to be night and day different than the objections you'll get from somebody from New York or New Jersey. So the more practice that you can have with these scripts, the better off you're going to be. And as you continue to practice, you're going to get better and better and better, to the point where with objection handling, if somebody says this, you'll say that. If they say that, you'll say this, and it'll just be natural, roll right off your tongue.
But I mean, like, how long does it typically take for something like that to happen? You know what I mean? Because like I mean, how long does it normally take?
Well, if you jump into this with both feet, and if you um, commit to 3 hours of prospecting every day, within your first month, you should take a minimum of one listing. I can almost guarantee that.
3 hours?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. The average commission in our market's 15,000 plus dollars. Would you work 3 hours to make 15 grand?
Since you put it that way, yeah, yes, I would.
Sure.
Okay. All right. You got me sold. You got me sold. All right. So I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna give this a try. What would my next steps be then, Mr. Broker?
I definitely, you need to find a software to make this job easier for you. I can't recommend Vulcan 7 enough. That's where I found my success. I think that it's the creme de la creme in the market out there. So you can log into Vulcan 7 in the morning and you can get these leads automatically sent to you. And then so that you're prepared to go in there and make these phone calls, I would suggest that you get some script practice partners. And like if you're in my market here, I would highly suggest that you get agents from outside of our market in those snowbird markets. Again, because the objections are going to be different depending on where the customer was originally from. But the more you practice, the better off you're going to get in learning and internalizing those scripts are going to be your key to success, because you don't want to sound like a robot. You don't want to sound like you're reading a piece of paper. You want to sound natural and like you're just engaging in an average conversation. And that's what this practice is going to do for you.
Okay, cool. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm game. I'm game to give it a try. So that was actually pretty good because I've never done, or you know what I mean. Like, how many conversations do you typically have like that on a regular basis? People just walk into your office, or like, I got no idea what to do, and you kind of pitch it that way. How often does that happen?
Probably daily.
You're like, it's already happened to me 3 times today, 3 times today.
Right.
So, all right, because I mean, you're in the position right now where it's a little different, where your goal is to attract agents, right? Like,
Hmm.
so, so you're a prospector. You just
Hmm.
prospect at a on a different
Right.
frequency. Is that kind of the
Yeah,
case?
and instead of making phone calls to look for sellers and listings, I'm making phone calls to look for agents and acquire agents that I can help take their business to the next level. And the easiest way to get in contact with an agent is through cold calling. I still use a CRM. I still use a prospecting software. So, what contributed to my success as an agent is equally contributing to my success as a manager.
So basically, I mean, it all just
It all comes down to prospecting.
exactly. So, okay, so I got to ask, what's more challenging, prospecting an expired or prospecting an agent? What's more difficult?
Uh, I mean, each have their different levels of difficulty, if you
Yeah,
will. I mean, each require different objection handlers, and the more you practice, the better off
right.
you'll get. So I don't know if they're necessarily comparable, but it's all about what you say and how you're received.
All right. So, can I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
Okay. I will let's go back a couple of years before you're managing 160
Mhm.
agents, which is absolutely
Mhm.
amazing. You want to do an expired role play and see if you still got it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sure.
All right. Let's roll, baby. Give me a shout.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Aaron. My name is Bradford. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm calling about your property there at 123 Main Street. I
Hmm.
saw it came off the market. What's going on with that?
It didn't sell. Do you have a buyer?
I may have a buyer, Aaron, and I'm sorry that it didn't sell. I see that it was on the market for 6 months. What did your agent do that was working for you?
Oh, nothing. They were horrible.
And then they were horrible. Okay, excellent. And Aaron, when are you looking to interview agents again to actually bring you to the closing table?
Um, I like that line, by the way. I'm pretty sure that we're going to give it about 30 to 60 days until kind of like all the snowbirds come back in September and October. So if you want to
Mhm.
give me a shot back then, you're more than welcome.
Okay, 30 to 60 days. I understand that. But even with that being said, Aaron, there's probably a lot of sellers that are in your same position that are looking to wait that 30, 60 days. And there's a lot of buyers that are shopping the market now to be able to acquire, close on that home so that when season comes, they have a property that they can enjoy. Would you be okay if we got it sold sooner and we didn't have to compete against all of that increased inventory?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if we could get the home sold sooner, I mean, I guess that wouldn't pose a problem, for us right now.
Excellent. Well, that's exactly why we need to get together. We'll have a conversation, take about maybe 15 minutes or so. I can show you exactly how I can make that happen and how our marketing is different. I've got some time available today at 3 o'clock or at 5:30. What's better for you?
So let me ask you this: I've been called by like 3 billion realtors. Okay, I
Mhm.
like how you sound. You sound like a nice guy. But what's going to make you different than all the other agents out there?
Well, I'm going to put together a customized marketing plan of action. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a sold sign in your front yard.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you want to come by, you're more than welcome.
Excellent. And Aaron, let me ask you this. Are there any other decision makers involved in the sale of this property?
Yeah, my wife.
Your wife. Okay. So what's better for you and your wife at 3 o'clock or 5:30 this evening?
3 a.m. works perfectly.
With 3 p.m. this afternoon. Excellent, excellent. And Aaron, so we can make best use of our time when we're together. What's a good email address where I can send you a quick email and some of the marketing that we're going to go over when we get together this afternoon?
Aaron at it's just like riding a bike.com.
Aaron at it's just like riding a bike.com. Excellent. All right, Aaron, I look forward to meeting you and your wife this afternoon at 3 o'clock. I'll get you that email out shortly, and I thank you for your time.
Beautiful. Boom. Perfect. It's just like riding a bike. Am I wrong?
No, and the more you do, the better you'll get. But what once you go through uh, all of this scripting and whatnot, it gets ingrained in you. So that I remember the first time that I started to implement this with my agents. It had been some time, since I last made my cold call to an expired listing because I had to go through, the corporate process, this, that, and the other thing. So when I actually got into training my agents, there was a little bit of a gap there, but it it's all the same. It doesn't change.
No, it's just when you know what to say, you know what to say. It's that
Right.
simple. And then it all translates between, you know what I mean, between this and that and
Mhm.
this. All right, my friend. So I know this happens to you all the time, by the way, and I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever. Okay. So someone, brand new agent, comes and knocking on your door.
Mhm.
And you open the door and you're like, okay, they ask you they're like, Bradford, what is one piece of advice that you could give me?
Be consistent. However you choose to drive your business, be consistent with it. Don't give up, because I once heard a quote that you don't have to be the most successful if you're the most consistent, because if you're consistent, success is inevitable. And I think that there's a lot of truth to that. Absolutely.
Can you repeat that one more time? Would you repeat that? I like the way that sounded, if you remember.
So you don't have to be the most successful if you're the most consistent, because if you're the most consistent, success is inevitable.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable because I think what winds up happening is we quit too quickly.
Right.
And what do they say? Before a breakdown, there's a breakthrough, I think is what they say.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Don't give up before the miracle happens.
No, not at all. So just never give up. All right,
Right.
my friend, let's wrap this up in a bow here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are your final last words for Vulcan 7 Nation?
Yeah. Do yourself, do your business a favor, make the investment into Vulcan 7, make the investment in yourself and your business, and start incorporating prospecting as your biggest thing on your calendar every day, because without prospecting and without growing your business, you're going to go out of business.
Exactly. What areas do you cover again? Can you please share that with us?
So predominantly Lee and Charlotte County. My offices are located in Cape Coral, Florida, and Punta Gorda, Florida.
Got it. And so let's say somebody has a referral, okay, for one of
Yeah,
your agents out that way, or they're like, you know what, I like this guy. Maybe I could talk,
yeah.
about this. What is the best way to get in touch with you, sir?
So either call or text at 239-273-8842, or drop me an email, bradford.bateman@cbrealty.com.
Beautiful. All right, friend. That was great. That was great. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for being here for Vulcan7 Roadmap. We're going to get these out to you as much as possible, and just never forget to trust the process. All right, guys, go make some money. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, sir. Be well,
Thank
okay?
you.
All right,
Appreciate
bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome.